to hear the case of a man who claims he was illegally deported.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Ramsville Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel, as well as our website, safetvguyana.com. Join us. The life of the president is in danger as the Guyana police force launched an investigation to find the perpetrators into a possible assassination plot against President David Granger. Minister of State Joseph Harmon confirmed on Thursday at his weekly post-cabinet media briefing. Andrew Weeks reports.
The administration has been provided some information by the police about some ongoing investigations of this nature, that the investigation has reached a point where advice of the police legal advisor has been sought. But since it is one of these ongoing investigations, I don't think that we're at liberty to disclose in any greater details the nature of that investigation.
Minister of State Joseph Harmon. Headline News understands that a group of men have been planning to shoot at President David Granger during one of his outreaches, and that this possible assassination plot has been with the Guyana police force and the administration for almost 2 weeks now. Allegedly, the perpetrators are said to be a group of miners living in the Diamond Housing Scheme area on the east bank of Demerara. Minister Harmon said security is not something the coalition administration plays with. More questions were also asked by our major colleague, Travis Chase. Listen.
But, you know, last week we spoke about when the opposition leader spoke about Great Wall and all these different things. It's important that we understand that while we have a very popular president, that people all around this country love him and embrace him, that sometimes there are some people who are misguided, some people who are guided by what they see on Facebook and the copycat type of issues, and therefore we always have to be careful. I made this point at my last week's press conference, and I want to re-emphasize it, that security is not something that you play with. It is something that the professional people know what they do. They put certain measures in place, but sometimes you always find that security runs against presidents who are popular, who want to be and want to embrace their people, as our president is.
Now that the plot has been made known, it is expected now that more security measures will be redoubled for the president as the plotters are being hunted down by the police force. Many are calling on the GPF and the government not just to find the perps, but the intellectual authors of the plot to assassinate President David Granger.
Well, it's a security challenge, but I have the full confidence in the ability of our security forces to protect our president, and for that matter to protect all of the ministers and the people who have been elected by the people to run the government.
Quick follow-up, if you can put on your legal hat here for a bit, but you don't have to answer. It's funny how the investigation has been handled and handed over to the DPP, given the fact that some very high-ranking policemen have been named in the possible assassination plot.
Well, you seem to have more information than I do, and I wouldn't go down that road. I don't have that information. All I can say is that this is the information that has been provided to us by the police administration.
We will keep you posted as this story unfolds. Andrew Weeks, Channel 2, Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. According to Guyana Times, an Alliance for Change executive member has been accused of sexually assaulting a quarantined Berbice teen. Reports indicate that the teen, in a statement to the police, said that the official on 3 occasions assaulted her. She also said that on other occasions, she was inappropriately touched by the man. The newspaper was told by a source close to the investigation that the official is a co-host of a television program in Berbice. The teen, in her statement, also alleged that the official promised to assist her in setting a business where she can trade mercury. When contracted, B Division Berbice Commander Ian Amsterdam said he was yet to be briefed on the report. Coming up on Headline News after the break, GNBS hosts Occupational Safety Symposium, and changes may soon be coming to Saru's leadership.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
The Guyana Hemp Association presents its inaugural Hemp Expo 2017.
At the Square of the Revolution, Coffee. The two-day event begins from Thursday, April 20th to the 21st. Come and be educated about hemp and the 250 other herbs of Guyana.
There will also be music, food, drinks, cultural events, and an exposition of a variety of hemp products locally and internationally. Be educated by presentations from
Dr. Simpson De Silva,
Dr. Tarain Durga,
representatives from NARI, a Canadian representative, one of the largest hemp producers in the world,
and special guests from the government and opposition. Be uplifted by our interfaith service and learn of the many cures and economic benefits hemp has to offer.
The celebration starts from the Square of the Revolution Coffee on Thursday, April 20th from 4:20 p.m. to midnight, and Friday 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
It's the Guyana Hemp Expo 2017 at the
Coffee Square, sponsored by the Guyana Hemp Association.
Admission is free.
Don't you dare miss it.
It's always fresh, tasty, enticing, and the best in town, served hot from our experienced chefs. Come and enjoy our daily meals with a wide and delicious menu to choose from, also a wide variety of pastries and dessert. We can also host your luncheons, cocktails, parties, and formal gathering. For reservation, call 225-1730, 225-0038, and delivery 225-0195 or 225-0159. The new thriving Chinese restaurant, 32 Main Street, Georgetown.
Let's get it on. Total U Plus is introducing the bridal collection. We sell bridal gowns with over 150 styles to choose from, including bridal gowns for Muslim brides. We also sell bride and bridesmaid gloves, tiaras, petals, flower girl baskets, bridal pins, just married signs for vehicles, guest books and pens, aisle runners, veils, table placement holders, garters. Yes, the complete collection. Come see our bridal display in store. Total U Plus Bridal Collection, Fraggity's Mall, booth number 16. Let's get it on.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
The Guyana National Bureau of Standards, GNBS, held a symposium in commemoration of Occupational Safety and Health Month. The theme of the symposium was Optimize the Collection and Use of OSH Data. Here's more.
While we look at April as being Health and Safety Month, we suppose to have every day as Health and Safety.
April is Occupational Safety and Health Month. Today's event was hosted by the Guyana National Bureau of Standards. The objective is to present the benefits of OSH in the work environment and to encourage more organizations to implement safety standards. The most obvious benefits come from increased productivity by the reduction of accidents.
So if you have good health and safety practices and you reduce accidents and you have a health, fully operational and efficient workforce, then you bring your cost down. That impacts the money. Some costs that if you have a hazardous work environment, maybe you insurance costs are high. So if you show good stewardship in health and safety, then that cost comes down. So you see the benefits of good practices over there.
An integral part of maintaining good occupational safety practices is through the dissemination of occupational safety information. This involves much data collection. Successful companies make data collection and proper training a continuous habit. In 2016, Guyana recorded over 500 workplace accidents resulting in at least 9 fatalities. Unfortunately, the GNBS fears that this number may be even higher. Due to a fear of reprisals if employees complain, many companies develop an unhealthy culture of silence. The GNBS calls on employees to reject this fear and share safety information. Otherwise, organizations cannot improve.
Some of us take the fact that we don't have any accidents as a good thing, but that you don't have any accidents that are not reported. Because the culture of the organization may be one that if you report it, something happens to you. It's not an opportunity for learning or for improvement. So people shy away from that. But an organization has a lot of reporting doesn't necessarily mean it's not safe. It's just continuously learning. So people may report everything under the sun. But what do we do with that data that we collect?
No matter how much data is collected, it is useless if it is not properly applied. The application of knowledge is critical for improving workplace safety. The application of this must be continuously applied in order to minimize the risk of occupational hazards. It is hoped that events like this will help to decrease the rate of workplace accidents in the nation. The Guyana Police Force wishes to inform the public that under Operation Assurance 11, ranks of the police force will be involved in several exercises between 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Friday, April 21st, 2017. The exercises will be conducted on the East Coast, West Coast, and East Bank of Demerara. There will be movements of police personnel and pyrotechnics will be used, which will result in periodical loud explosions. Members of the public are asked not to be alarmed during the period of the operations. The State Asset Recovery Bill is soon to be made law. Andrew Weeks reports that the current chairman and CEO may or may not be needed once the president puts his signature on the dotted line. Andrew Weeks reports.
After the debate, once the bill is signed and becomes into law, SARU becomes SARA. That is to say, the State Asset Recovery Agency. It's no longer a unit. And in that bill, there is a process by which the director and the deputy director and officers of the agency will be appointed.
Minister of State and Cabinet Secretary Joseph Harmon. The current chairman of SARU is Professor Clive Thomas, and the CEO is retired Army Major Aubrey Retimaya. Whether the two will remain as head of the new Asset Recovery Agency will be decided by Parliament.
This is not a matter of whether the government will retain Dr. Thomas or not. This is a process which is now being put in place by an act of Parliament once it is signed, and that act will see the committee of the National Assembly, appointed committee, going through the nominees or the applicants for the positions, and they will be appointed by that process.
But last week, Thursday, The SARO bill was approved by government's one-seat majority and now awaits presidential assent. The bill provides for SARA's director and deputy director to be appointed by partition committee in Parliament. The legislation is divided into 7 parts, deals with the establishment of SARA, the establishment of the Recovery Asset Fund, civil recovery, preservation of state property obtained through unlawful conduct, and orders to assist investigation and international cooperation on several other issues. We await the pen of the president as who will take up the chairmanship and vice chairmanship of the new SARA, that is the State Asset Recovery Agency. Will it be Professor Clive Thomas and Rettimaya? Time will tell. Andrew Weeks, Channel 2, Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. Don't go away. Still ahead, we have our regional and international news.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go. The Guyana Hemp Association presents its inaugural Hemp Expo 2017.
At the Square of the Revolution, Coffee, the 2-day event begins from Thursday, April 20th to the 21st. Come and be educated about hemp and the 250 other herbs of Guyana.
There will also be music, food, drinks, cultural events, and an exposition of a variety of hemp products locally and internationally. Be educated by presentations from
Dr. Simpson De Silva,
Dr. Tarain Durga,
representatives from NARI, a Canadian representative, one of the largest hemp producers in the world,
and special guests from the government and opposition. Be uplifted by our interfaith service and learn of the many cures and economic benefits hemp has to offer.
The celebration starts from the Square of the Revolution Coffee on Thursday, April 20th from 4:20 p.m. to midnight and Friday 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
It's the Guyana Hemp Expo 2017 at the
Coffee Square, sponsored by the Guyana Hemp Association.
Admission is free.
Don't you dare miss it.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
Now opened, the new thriving Chinese restaurant Providence location. Perfect for large events, exquisite menus featuring traditional Korean, Chinese and Western cuisine, elegant grand dining room and seats for over 500 persons. Also additional seating on the upper flat, luxurious VIP rooms and an elevator for your comfort. The new thriving Chinese restaurant second location above Massey Supermarket, Amazonian Mall, Providence. For reservation call 623-4097 or 657-9067.
In news from the region now, in Trinidad and Tobago, the National Primary School Principals Association has presented a proposal aimed at tackling indiscipline in the nation's schools. The proposal, in the presence of the Education Ministry, was read to the media. The ministry wants consensus on the proposal, but is reiterating the importance of parents and the community in the teaching of the nation's children. C News' Mahalia Joseph reports.
A reduction in the lunch hour and breaks between classes is part of a plan the National Primary Schools Principal Association suggests could reduce indiscipline in schools at the primary level.
And they have time to play. There are programs in the school itself that allows for all of that, even in class time.
In response to the proposal, Minister of Education Anthony Garcia said discussions have to be held with the necessary stakeholders.
There is merit in this proposal and it needs to be explored a little more. And as soon as we have that discussions, we will report back to the principals. Of course, the discussions will involve tutor, the National Parent Teachers Association.
But the minister pointed out that there have been challenges within the sector to tackle the issue of indiscipline in schools.
There has been a drastic reduction in the levels of indiscipline and violence in our schools.
And the Minister of State in the Ministry of Education, Dr. Lovell Francis, is reminding that it takes a village to raise a child. He said it would not be possible for the ministry to hire enough social workers to address the issues of each student.
We will never be able to hire 10,000 more social workers, 10,000 more guidance counselors. It's a failed construct. What you do is you deal with the situation where it lies, which is at the home, in the community.
President of the Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association, Lindsley Dudai, in response to the proposal to reduce the lunch hour in primary schools, says no discussions took place with tutor, and he thinks another option should be sought.
I am surprised that NAPSPA did not have any discussions with tutor on the matter. A teacher's lunch hour is a term and condition of service and cannot be unilaterally varied. And any discussions with reduction of teacher's lunch hour must involve tutor because we are a recognized majority union and we are the only one who is authorized under the law to treat with issues that involve terms and conditions of service of teachers in Trinidad and Tobago.
The proposal is targeted at reducing the level of indiscipline in schools, and it means there would be longer hours of supervision in a classroom setting for these students.
If the students need to be supervised during lunch hour, that's where the discussion should center around in terms of having the students properly supervised during lunch hour, so that any possible indiscipline can be minimized.
Mr. Dudai says other countries have implemented strategies to monitor their students, and Trinidad and Tobago should do the same.
Other countries, persons are employed that come into the school during the lunch period to assist with supervision while teachers are on their lunch break.
When CNews contacted the National Parent Teachers Association this evening on the proposal to change the lunch hour, we were told they will release a statement later.
And internationally, a federal judge whom President Donald Trump repeatedly criticized last year will hear the case of a man who claims he was unfairly deported by U.S. authorities, despite having protected status. CNN reports.
Judge Curiel is best known as the judge who handled the Trump University class action lawsuit last year. That lawsuit was settled, and Judge Curiel actually had to sign off on the settlement. So Donald Trump, during the campaign, complained more than once, quite frankly, that he believed the judge, because of his Mexican heritage, was biased or had a conflict of interest in handling the case. And he said it many times, including in an interview last June with CNN's Jake Tapper. Let's listen.
If you are saying he can't do his job because of his race, is that not the definition of racism?
No, I don't think so at all.
No?
No, he's proud of his heritage. I respect him for that.
But you're saying he can't do his job because of it.
Look, he's proud of his heritage, okay? I'm building a wall. Now, I think I'm going to do very well with Hispanics.
Citizen.
You know why I'm going to do well with Hispanics? Because I'm going to bring back jobs, and they're going to get jobs right now. They're going to get jobs. I think I'm going to do very well with Hispanics, but we're building a wall. He's a Mexican.
Mr. Trump was also very active on Twitter criticizing the judge. We have some examples of that. I have a judge in the Trump University civil case, Gonzalo Curiel, San Diego, who is very unfair. Second tweet, I should have easily won the Trump University case on summary judgment, but I have a judge, Gonzalo Curiel, who is totally biased against me. Even though I have a very biased and unfair judge in the Trump U civil case in San Diego, I have thousands of great reviews and will win the case. So, yes, the Trump University cases have been settled. Curiel signed off on them, but now there's another case on his docket, and this one will certainly test the administration's evolving view on the Deferred Action for Child Arrivals, or DACA, program that was signed into law by President Obama. Of course, Donald Trump, the candidate, said he wanted to throw it out, but he has softened his views, apparently, since entering the Oval Office.
And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Thursday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and SafeTVGuyana.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed evening.